Okay, so I'm going to be making a bag like this, but without all the decorations. Someone gave this to me as a gift probably a year or two ago, which is great. I mean, I would have loved this if I was a teen kid. In fact, if I was in college, I would have absolutely loved this. But being a plus size mum nowadays with plus size boobs, check this out. Like, it's a great boob sack. But I like the curve of it, so I just kind of need to make the same shape but longer and maybe a bigger bag. And I noticed that this one has actually got a square bottom, so I'm thinking of doing like a circle, come down like this and then come down a bit wider, a bit more of a teardrop shape. And I noticed that this one's actually got a zip in it, and when I was looking at it, they've actually just stitched the zip on afterwards, so from side to side. So that would be handy to have a zip. So I'm just thinking I'm going to use, maybe, should I go this way, make a pattern? Probably waste less yarn if I did it this way, or would I do that way? Have two, no, I think it would make more sense to have it this way, have the handle come up. Yeah, have the handle come up. I like the curve shape. And then join this side to this side at the top, but longer. And I found some nice fabric. I don't know what it is, but I think that will look nice as a bag. And I'm going to do it on the overlocker, so I don't think it's going to take very long. I think the hardest bit is just trying to figure out the shape. And I should probably line it, and I've probably got enough of this to line it with this, really. Oh, and a pocket. It needs a pocket on the inside for your phone. Yeah, this has got a pocket. Yeah, so similar to this, but like bigger, yeah. So I'm doing it this way, that way. So then I cut two pieces for the front, back, and then an additional two pieces for the lining. Yes, makes sense? Yeah? Okay. It's kind of pretty though. My daughter uses it now. But yeah, it's just not me. I'm not really a sequins girl. Okay, so clear the table and start a pattern draft, I think. Okay, I have stuck some paper down from one of my kids' old school books. You know, when they do their maths and English and stuff like that, I keep them. You know, we're not going to need to look at those in the future and look to see how they wrote their A's and A's and A's and B's and B's and B's. So I reuse those for things like patterns. So I've stuck them together to make a big long sheet. Now I wanted a slightly wider bag, so I'm actually thinking I might do the width of this paper, and then I can then have a seam allowance in that. So I figured we can do it wider and then make it smaller. But so I'm going from the bottom of the bag, not the actual base, because I'm not going to do that. I'm thinking of putting a dart in. So I'm going to just make it flat and put the handle in the middle. I don't know if I've made it long enough, but anyway. So we're just going to put the base of the bag here. And then, oh, you can't see. Hang on a second. Let's see. Are we seeing this? So I've got the curve here. Now, if you don't have a pattern or a bag, I don't have a pattern, but if you don't have a bag to trace around, as an example, you can use a French curve here to get to the curve, or you can even use a dinner plate to bring in. You can make a rectangle and then add a dinner plate to get the curve up for the handle, or a French curve. I actually have a French curve, but I am going to be using this. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to make it a bit deeper. So I'm going to take it up a bit, because when I think about the bottom of the bag, I've got to think about the width. So if I take it up to half the width, which is like that, so I need to come up to like there, because then that will be the dart. So So if I put this here, maybe that can remind me to put a dart in somewhere around here. Maybe I can put a dart line on the triangle. Maybe that will work. I don't know. Okay, so now we want the curve. So I'm just going to draw in the curve, and then if it's not straight, I can straighten it up later. And yet my paper's not long enough, but that's okay. I'm just going to draw this up as a guideline. Chuck some more paper on the top. Very technical, so I haven't got that much. But if we put another piece of paper whack bang in the middle, we can go from there. Do I need to go add more? Maybe we'll go this way. Make it too long. All right, so this is where this one has ended. So it's not exactly straight, but it's moved, but we still get the hint. This is where this one has ended. Now, I want to add a lot more to that. So why don't we try it to here, to the end of the page, and then see what that's like the size. So I found out my ruler here. So maybe I will switch from this to a actual, here's one here I was using yesterday, to a marker pen. All right, so I'm going to go straight line down, because that's wide enough, but I need a seam allowance. So let's go 1/2 inch on each side, because I am thinking I will use my overlocker. So I'm just going to go with a 1/2 inch seam allowance on that side, and roundabouts, let's see, that line, straighten it up with using this line, just trying to line it up from the other ones, and line this one. Okay, then we can turn it back around, and we can see that it's kind of working. So if I bring this line down into the bag, whoops, like that, this line into the bag, because I need to remember to add a seam allowance on here as well, so I need a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Alright, so here's the bag, the sides of the bag. So if we just pencil those ones in, because remember we're making it wider, so the seam allowance is on the side already. Alright, so that means I need to come up 1/2 inch on these, and if I turn my ruler around, I can find the 1/2 inch here and there, and bring a T-line in. Now, then I've got the curve. So let me just grab my, oh look, here's a curve. So I can use, if I haven't got a curve, I can use any curve to draw a curve in here. But I have a curve already from the pattern. So I'm just gonna, but just make it a bit more precise. Actually, let's use our French curve. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but we have, the pencil is the original bag, and the black is my T bag. Now we're going to turn this into a curve. So where the right angle is, we're going to, oops, I need that, turn it into a curve. So what kind of curve do we want to try to match it? Because that curve was about, let's see if we can get the curve. It was about 57 to 48. So if you go 57 to 48, and we can match that, 57 to 48, 57. We can match that curve in there. And then if we do the same here, what I say, 57 is back to front, to 48 to here, 50. So I'm lighting the 57 up here, the 48 there, roundabouts there. Now, let's see. Now, see if we can clean the end of the ruler off. No, shouldn't have used permanent marker. And then we've got, so we have a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and we've made the bag way longer. So now I need to find the paper scissors to cut this out. I've just finished cutting that out, and I have a ginormous guitar shape, well, a ginormous spade shape. And because we're going to be joining 2 right edges together, we've got no weird things happening on the side seams. I have got the dart in here that I have just made just roughly, however wide you want to make the dart. But what I'm thinking is I might want to just put the same curve up that I've down here that I've got up here, which, if I can think back, it was what, 47 to 58, 47 to 58. Let's see if I can draw that in to use this one. And then I will have rounded bits on the side. And what I'm going to do is to match it, I'm going to cut one and then use this as a template for the other side, so it matches up. And then I'm going to use that over here. I'm just going to turn it over to here, so that way they match. Alright, and then we'll have a really big bag, and then we'll like kind of try it on for size. Okay, let me just move the camera for a second. Okay, so here's the bag. It's going to go this way around. It'll have a dart in the bottom to make it a bit more rounded. So it's really big. But here's the bit that's annoying me. I need, it's okay, because if I add a seam allowance to that and a seam allowance, yeah, if I had a seam, that's actually perfect length. How's that for guesswork? I didn't guess that, that was just the length of the paper. So then I'll have, it'll sit right where I want it, so you might want to have it different length. And then this has got a 1/2 inch seam allowance on both sides. And the size of the bag, let's compare that to the other bag. Which was, so you add the allowance on the side and a bit longer at the bottom. So I think lengthwise, nice deep bag. Oh, wait a second, I think that's too big. If it's here, it's going down past my knees. No, let's make it a smaller bag. Let's take it back to the original line that I'd drawn. Yeah, we'll just make the depth of the bag narrower. I just very technically folded it up. So let's see, it comes down here, and the shoulder there, down here. That's better because every time I add the seam allowance. Right, I'm happy with that. I will sticky tape this inch so it doesn't move, and we'll get out to cutting fabric. It's time to cut the pattern out, but I've been procrastinating doing it. I have a serious case of doubt, of self-doubt, of it's not going to work, what am I doing, it's huge. A bit of imposter syndrome, I suppose, like what am I doing trying to draft something that I don't know. Do you ever feel like this? Like, comment below if you're ever in the middle of something and you just get this massive case of, what am I doing? I can't do this. I'm not qualified. I should just do something else, you know? But yeah, so I've remeasured it and I think it's just a smidge long. So I've just taken a bit off. And like, it's going to be a lot of fabric. It's going to be this times 4. But they're big pieces, so if I screw it up, I'm just going to have great big 4 pieces of scrap fabric, because I haven't been using this fabric, so it's getting a use. And if I stuff it up, it's going to be used as scraps. That's what I'm telling myself. And whilst I was also procrastinating, I had a bit of a brainwave or an epiphany. Epiphany sounds smart, doesn't it? How to sew it. I think when I do right sides together, I'm going to sew all the way up here and then all the way down here to the other piece. Well, I'm going to sew the ends first together. So I've got this massive long one, and then I'm going to sew here to the other side, then back and down and around and finish here. And then I'll be able to turn it inside out, and then I should have that nice hidden seams on the inside, kind of like a burrito roll kind of thing, you know, like in the sewing. That's what I think I'm gonna do. But anyway, I've got to pull the table out and cut into perfectly good fabric, and let's hope I'm not wasting my time. Oh, the self-doubt. Okay, I now have one really long piece and another one, and now I'm going to attach them right sides together, and then I'm going to do this really long, the shoulder strap, because I think that's how it's going to work. I think. I don't know if I need to pin them. I think I'll just wing it on the overlocker. So that's one side serged. Now I'm just going to come around and do this other side. Just making sure it's flat. Okay, now in theory, I should be able to reach in and pull out the other side somehow. I wish I had a skinny arm. Didn't really think this bit through. I need one of my kids to pull that through. Maybe if I pull it halfway. Oh, look at that. And it kind of occurred to me, perhaps I should have put something in there to strengthen the bag handles. But yeah, live and learn. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you know if you need to add something. Let's see, I'm pulling this one through. But you shove your arm in, and then you grab the inside and you pull. Oh, I'm getting there. I think I'm actually at the bag part now. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh, I think it's worked. Wow. Okay, so it needs a good iron. Oh, I've got a bag handle. And so I need to get my sewing machine out so I can top stitch it. Oh, look at that. I have a bag handle. So it's gonna go like this over me. That is so cool. And also I'm going to need a pocket. So I actually got a scrap here. I thought while I'm on the overlocker. Oh, that's the... Oh, I thought, oh my God, it's got a hole in it. But then I remembered that's the dart. So I've got a scrap fabric that I was just going to turn into a pocket. So I'll just overlock that now. It's got a curved edge on it. I thought it kind of looked cute with a curved edge. Not that anyone will see it. Actually, it's probably not very practical, is it? Maybe I need to do a square. Or maybe I'll do a square from this bit. Anyway, I'm going to make a crochet. Oh, could crochet a pocket. I'm going to sew a pocket, and so it's ready to go with the sewing machine. I just realised I made a mistake because I'm top stitching this bit, but I haven't sewn this bit in together. So when I go to join the seams, it might not work, but we'll make it work. I think the top stitching is not at all even. Like, it looks nice there, but then it goes really wonky in some spots, but like here it's really narrow, but anyway, you could call this like a sample piece, all right? An idea. I sewing an idea. That's what I'm doing, and I'm just hoping it's going to work. But anyway, now I'm going to do this side, and then we can do the easy, I think, the easy bit of the rest of it. Okay, now for the darts. I'm just going to do that because I think that's what you do. It's been a while since I've done a dart. It bags, it's not going to cooperate, but I think you just like fold it in like that, and you sew it. So that's what I do. Okay, they're all done. So that means now I need to sew this side to this side without having a turned handle. So how about if I try to match up the darts first, and one of them should have a pocket on it. So this has got the pocket. So in theory, this is the one that's going to have the turning hole. Is that the turning gap thingy? So I'm just going to put a mark like that to remind me not to do it there, not to sew there. I'm just going to actually pin around this because we want it to line up, and hopefully it will line up with the seams, and hopefully it's windy outside, it'll work. And it's turning out I have to collect my daughter in 10 minutes. School finishes in exactly 10 minutes. Oh, so let's see. This is the side seams that I kind of accidentally finished. So I'm just going to kind of just line them up. Let's see if that works. And then it goes over the top of this bag. And then if we line this up, this should be the front of the bag now, I think. Oh gosh, you know, I don't know. This is the dart coming in. So if we just pin it and get a feel for it, just pin it in a few places. At least the pieces are matching up. I'll just put one pin here. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, because then all this handle will go inside. All the handle will go inside because this is the turning piece. As long as I have a turning piece, that's the main part. And then if we match up this corner again, which is a little bit wonky, but that's okay. Did I have it pointing to the top or to the bottom? Let's just make sure it's pointing the same way as the other side. I've got it pointing that way, and this seam is pointing the same way. Right, righty-ho then. So then that should line up here at the curve. Oh, look at that, it is. Oh my goodness, is something actually working? Actually get this finished in a few minutes. All right, let's start sewing this. Let's turn the camera around or down. Okay. Not the best angle, I apologize, but I'm too excited. This might actually work. All right, let's go from here. Okay, time check. I have 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. I have sewn it all the way around. I have an opening end right here. Let's see if it's going to work. I can hear my budgie who's laughing, hopefully not at me. I'm so excited. What if it works? The handle, oh my gosh. You never know until you actually done it. Right, that's a pocket. Oh my gosh. I think I did it. I didn't even twist the handle, so it goes over like this, and oh my gosh, I got it. Oh, the seam goes that way. So the bag, okay, so the bag has the seam that way. So I've put the pocket in the wrong spot, but you know what, I can easily move the pocket because I, for some reason, thought it was going to go like this, but it goes like this. So the pocket that I've put behind the handle needs to come over here. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it worked. So now I just have to sew the turn hole and move that handle, and I'll have a bag, and it's the perfect length. Like, hang on, let's see if we can. Oh, sorry, that was the ceiling. Look at that. It's much better than my boob sack. Look at that. So I'll be able to go shopping and have that. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that worked. So I'm just going to tidy up some of the edges. And I should have just done a top seam at the end because it's just turned that down. So in fact, I could turn that down all the way and reinforce the handle. But, or I could put a clip there. Or maybe that's where I can put a magnetic snap there, just where it's caught. Maybe that can be the basis of a magnetic snap. Look at that. Yeah, I might do that. I might put a magnetic snap in there. And that's the, where's the dart? So the dart is here on the side. Oh, that's so cool. I did it. And I have 1 minute to go. I'm going to go get my daughter. So when I come back, I'll iron this and everything, and that'll probably be tomorrow. I did it. That is so cool. It's done. It's about 2-3 weeks since I finished it. I've been on my holiday. I've come back. I've loved my bag. It's awesome. It's the perfect size. I moved the pocket so it was on the seam at the back. I didn't put a clip in it. It's perfect. I went over to Melbourne for a few days. It stored multiple water bottles, bags, books. Oh, I've got a book in here now. Books. It was perfect for the plane because I put everything in it, and because on the plane you can take you know, one carry-on luggage in a bag, a handbag. So I just tied it like that and chucked it under the seat in front of me. It was perfect. So it folds up really small when you need it, and then it's big and beautiful when I don't. So you could make it adjustable. You could put a clip in here if you wanted to. So, you know, anyone can use it. But for me, it's perfect as it is. I'm glad I did it. I love this colour. Exactly the right height. Like, you know, carrying shopping bags and grabbing money and my keys, everything. It just worked out so well. I'm so happy. I'm sorry about the background, but yeah, this is how I live. But awesome, right? And if you have stuck with me this far, thank you so much. I appreciate you in every single way. Let me know if you make one, because honestly sometimes it's fun making things without a pattern, especially, you know, when it works. And also I loved the really wide handle, because when it had like 2 water bottles, 2 books, lunches, everything in it, because you know my son didn't want to carry anything. I'm carrying everything. It was firm, fine, and it had that big wide handle to spread the load. So, all right, once again, thank you. You're awesome. See ya.